with your boy. I hope you can hear me. Somebody let me know if you can hear me in the comments. Anybody on? You're my director behind the camera. Wait till you see somebody on. Let me know. And then I'll work on asking if they can hear me. Maybe keep the lights and or the camera. We need to move somewhere.
Yeah, talk. Nobody's on.
Nobody's on. Can you hear me? You need me not to hear me. This don't even say I'm live right now. You sure that says I'm
I'm
live?
doing this is live right now. Listen.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me now? Are you on the mic? Yes, you're on the mic. Just what I told you not to do. Can you hear me now? Line me up, man. Can you look at the camera?
Okay.
Okay, can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? People, it's been a while. But we had to find a new location. It's a lot of noise up there. I got neighbors. Not a good day. It's Friday. So I have to come out, you know what I'm saying, to go find me someplace with a nice view. That's good. I like this view, you know what I mean? You know, I used to fish here when I was a little kid. My dad used to do park work over here at the Sheridan. Kids from San Diego, this is kind of an old place. Jeffrey, what's up? I appreciate you tapping in, man. I gave some queen, but I got the queen in the background, you know what I mean? You know, taking care of my backup. So appreciate you, you know what I'm saying? You know, man, it's been a whole lot going on. Work, been kicking me in the balls.
Stacy said hello. Stacy Stokes.
Stacy, thanks for tapping in. Appreciate you.
Up high.
Up high, man.
OG love from Los Angeles.
Oh, hello. Got some love from Los Angeles. Appreciate you for tapping in. Man, hey, San Diego is lovely. The weather has been beautiful. You know what I'm saying? Blue sky is getting hot. You know, I want to do some fishing. I'm ready. You know what I'm saying?
Live with Shine.
Put my pole in the water right now. You know what I'm saying? You know, if I would have brought it, but I was too busy trying to, you know what I'm saying, you know, make do. I wasn't able to do my live at home tonight. You know what I'm saying? You know, so in traffic, literally, you know, making it happen.
Live with Shine said hi.
What's up, Live with Shine? Appreciate you for tapping in. Man, look, you know what I'm saying? You know, I just had a situation, you know, just recently where, you know, personal, but, you know what I'm saying? Y'all used to this. So, I'm not used to dealing with these type of situations. So, I was involved in a class action lawsuit, right?
And somebody said they can't hear you.
Can't hear me. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Let me know you can hear me. Let me see that water. Nah, San Diego ain't bad with the racism. It's here, it's in certain places, but it's the people that are in the background. You know, they don't do nothing in front of your face. You know, it's all, you know, it's kind of messed up. But that's the thing, you know what I'm saying? We just got to keep working to make it better. If everybody does their part, then we'll be good. That's my personal belief. Anthony Nelson, thank y'all for tapping in. Appreciate it. This I'm usually at the house. Now I'm out here in traffic. But my neighbor's having a little function, so it's not important for me to do anything at the house. So I came out here, you know what I'm saying? I figured I'd give y'all a view, you know what I'm saying? I love the view of the Coronado Bridge.
Okay, so talk about your situation.
Okay, so back to the thing. I got this class action lawsuit for the hernia mesh thing. And it went on for a couple of years. They've been running me, you know what I'm saying, you know, dragging it out, finally, you know what I'm saying, you know, they settled, you know what I'm saying, you know, they went through this and that. And now they told me, you know what I'm saying, you know, a year ago, they got, if I take the deal, they're gonna give me $25,000, and then they're gonna take their third, and then all the bills will come out of my cut, and I'll get what's left. So then they told me they have 12 months. They got 1 year, so until April. So I've been waiting and waiting for this money because shit, it's hard on the yard. Anybody know if you trying to live in San Diego, everything costs, you know what I mean? I just found out, I didn't know, but San Diego is the second highest electricity in the United States. Now there's 50 states, and we're number 2. That's crazy because the only state that's electricity is higher than ours is Hawaii. You know why is that? They gouging. We gotta pay for the weather out here. We pay for the weather in San Diego. Southern California, you gonna pay for the weather. Everything out here costs more. They're killing it, you know what I mean? You know, and it's to the point where I've seen people leave and move and go to other states. And, you know, I've heard, you know what I'm saying, you know, people that have done that, you know what I'm saying, now they miss San Diego, they miss California, and now they're trying to come back. But the government is, you know what I'm saying, the government is all screwed up, you know what I mean? I don't understand how that works, you know, but, so back to my situation, so they told me they was going to give me this $25,000, so I'm expecting, you know what I'm saying, like 10, hopefully, you know what I'm saying, you know, but I say no less than 8. So I'm out here, you know what I'm saying, waiting to find, you know what I'm saying, I get some mail, oh yeah, you know what I'm saying, certified, you gotta go down to the post office, pick it up, so I go down there, pick it up, and it was a Saturday, you know what I mean, you know, so I was in a good mood, man. I got to the damn post office, got the mail, you know what I'm saying, you know, kept it, you know what I'm saying, drove all the way home, knew it was from the lawyer, so I'm figuring it's a check, and you know what I'm saying, when I opened it up, it was a check, and the check was for $800.06. I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. I only get $800.06 out of 25,000. This don't make sense to me. I'm not good with math. You know what I mean? You know, I can count my money. But maybe I'm missing something, you know, so I had to, you know what I'm saying, I reread this letter like 4 or 5 times. They're talking about some master, somebody, and he decided that my case didn't fit the criteria for the second payout, which was the $25,000, and mine only was good enough for the first payout, which was $2,500. So they were off giving me, nobody said any lawyers ain't said nothing to me or nothing. You know what I mean? They just sent me a check, you know what I'm saying, with like a tenth of what they was. Oh man, man, I know it. I got a winner now, the chicken dinner.
And the baseball boy said, "What up?"
What's up, baseball boy? Appreciate y'all for tapping in, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, I had to leave the house, man. I got chased away. The neighbors was having a little function, so it was kind of too loud for me to do my little thing at the house. So, motherfucker out here trying to give y'all a little view. Man, can't beat that. Can't beat that. The weather is beautiful, you know what I'm saying? Look, I'm out here short sleeve, you know what I'm saying? And it's comfortably cool. It's not cold. It's not, you know what I mean? I wish I brought my fishing poles. I swear. Wish I brought my fishing poles. But nah, you know what I'm saying? It's been a lot going on. I don't know how to deal with the situation that I've been dealing with because I'm not a lawyer. I don't know nothing about the law, and I don't have enough money to pay for a lawyer. You know what I mean? You know, right now it's hard on the yard, you know, and I was planning on, you know what I'm saying, using that bread, you know what I'm saying, you know, to for me and my wife to take a vacation and take a trip to go see my sister. I've been out of prison now for 9 years, and I haven't been to go visit my sister since I've been out. You know, and I've had a couple vacations, good ones, you know what I'm saying, you know, twice. I had to go out to South Dakota to help my uncle take care of his, you know what I'm saying, you know, situation out there, you know, and he's like the only family he got, so. Really? Yeah. All right. Here. Take this. Hold on. So, San Diego is lovely. You know, I've been at work every day. You know, I work 10-hour days, and work pays the bills. It don't take care of everything I want. You know, there's always wants, but all my needs are met. I have everything I need. I got, you know what I'm saying, I got a queen in my pocket. So, you know, I'm blessed. Got the grandbaby at the house. I'm Grandpa Joey now. And life keeps getting better. You know what I mean? You know, I'm not a complainer or whiner. I'm I don't know, greatly appreciative for all the blessings that, you know, if anybody knows my background, I done came a long way from 20 years in a prison cell and to living my best life. This is the
Pine said, can you give it a 3-minute story and then we need this for you.
I ain't thought about that. That's a good one. I'm gonna have to do that. I'm gonna have to do that. You know what I mean? Because it's a trip. Because I went to the house that I grew up in, and you know they sold the house. It was a duplex, and we was in the front house, friend and family, and some but it was some people that lived behind us, and there was a couple, and they had 5 kids, and it's crazy because now all those kids is grown up, and one of them is in Sky Tower Click, and I was supposed to be in the video. He's doing the video. He's the man when it comes to this technology. You know what I'm saying? You know, I wish I had him behind the camera. Not knocking the wifey. I mean, you know, she makes sure, you know what I'm saying, you know, this umbrella stays stiff. Solid. Say it loud.
Yes, indeed.
Alright, that's what I'm talking about. So yeah, San Diego is the place to be. I love it, but it's just they make it so bad. I don't understand a lot of the government and how things work. And to me personally, like with the San Diego Council, how the budget is so messed up, and then they go and then they tax the people. And then they charge us for parking in Balboa Park. I even heard they're gonna be coming next they're gonna be charging you for parking at the beach. You know what I mean? You know, it's just getting bad out here. Everything is all about the dollar. And that's, you know, that goes all the way up to our, you know what I'm saying, our supreme commander. You know what I'm saying? Everything's about the dollar. And, you know, I think something should be more important than the dollar. More like people. People should be more important than the dollar. But that's not the way it is. And, you know, it's I don't know, it's getting to where I just want to, you know what I'm saying, dig a hole. I'm gonna climb in one of these rabbit holes and just pull a hole in behind me. You know? Let me find the right one. Me and the wifey, we out of here. Let's go. We're going to Alice in Wonderland. Man. Nah, you know what I'm saying, you know, but that's the thing. I think about it because it's like I'm off paperwork, I'm off parole, and so I can go anywhere, you know, within reason. But I think, you know, where am I going to go to work? You know, the company that I work for, this is the best company I ever worked for. They done a lot. They've been here for me. They you know what I'm saying, they help me do a lot of stuff. But at the same time, I feel like I'm an asset, and I do my part. You know what I mean? You know, so I think, you know what I'm saying, you know, it's a good thing that I found them and they found me. You know, I think I made them a few bucks, and I know they done paid me. They paid me. They gave me a life. This is the best. This is the most I've ever had. The best I've ever been doing. And I don't have much. I don't have all I wanted. But this is probably the most I've ever had. And the most is sitting right there. That's the best part of my day. When I come home, I got the wife. You know what I'm saying? And she I don't know, I have an analogy of a man and a woman in a relationship. A man is like an umbrella. And so the umbrella can block the rain, can block the sun, can protect. But if that woman ain't holding and supporting that umbrella, then how is it going to protect her from anything? So that's the thing. A man is supposed to be a protector of his family, of his, significant other. But if that significant other isn't supporting him, then he's not going to be able to do much and stop him from. At the same time, you know, if the umbrella is a piece of shit, then you know what I'm saying, you know, the rain's just gonna fall through, you know, all the holes that's in it, you know. So character means a lot. And if anybody knows me and they know, you know what I'm saying, you know, I live by my word. That's all I got. I try and, you know what I'm saying, you know, I try and hold to it. And you know, there's some situations where you can't keep your word in every situation.
I work at Crenshaw and Vernon in the 40s from San Diego. It's been in the 40s in San Diego. And for so long.
Who was that?
That was up high.
Up high, good looking out, man. Yeah, he in the turf up there, you know what I'm saying? You know, I got a lot of people, you know what I'm saying, you know, from LA Photos. Doing time.
Wow. Simply just a skin said Snow Rock, turn around. I can literally see you from the height of binoculars.
Stop lying. Stop lying. You balling
Is that
in the high
Is that the
end?
Hyatt? Is it
You in the high end? So that's the
church?
high end right there. Because that's the thing, we done had our Christmas party at the Hyatt a couple times.
Nobody cares.
Oh, we got a troll. That's okay. Appreciate you, troll.
You always talk about your life. You showed us from childhood, and you
That's the thing. I'm working on the book. It's coming. You know what I'm saying? You know, I've been making some progress, but I don't like talking about it. But I got it coming, and the plan is I'm doing it in 3 parts, and one is going to be the Snow Rock, one is going to be the White Boy Joey, and one is the story that's going on right now, and that's Joey. Joey's the man you see in front of you today, because White Boy Joey was a kid that got picked on, and he got his shit took, and he had enough. So he got to the point where he had enough, and that's all I could stand. So, you know, when he started fighting back, and when that happened, who? Lamar.
Simply just said, I see you for real.
He way over there.
And
You
then
can see me.
Empire said, I'm 45 from Los Angeles. You being white from the hood. Show your stories with pictures and the youth and now in the book. White people need this story more so they can read.
Hey, appreciate you for speaking up. You know what I'm saying? That's cool. Hey, I like the troll. I appreciate y'all too. You know, all of it helps. So trolls are helping.
That's what he said.
Okay, as long as you can hear me. You too near me not to hear me. No, they can't hear. Probably can't hear when the car goes by. But like I said, it's a busy night tonight. Yeah, well, whoever over there watching from the high, yeah. I still don't believe you can see me with no damn binoculars from here. I done been over there, you know what I'm saying? I done been in that hotel. I done had a room. And that's a long way from here. No, anyway. Man, let me get back on the track. Nah, you know what I'm saying? You know, look, a lot of people don't even really understand what I went through, because some of the stuff I went through you wouldn't expect. Because, you know, at first, you know, there was people that didn't like us because we were white and we were over there. And it took, you know what I'm saying, you know, when I got put out on the streets and then I was taken in by a black lady, and she treated me like that was blood family. She treated me like I was family. She made sure I had what I needed. She was there. Now, she had her own, you know what I'm saying, issues and demons, things that she was dealing with. But she told me one time, you know, one of the days I came, you know what I'm saying, came home, beat up, you know, and she was like, I'm like, why do they hate me? And she told me that that's not it. It's that they have so much anger because they've been hurt for so long that they're lashing out at you because you look like who's been tormenting them for so long. And that's when I kind of, you know what I'm saying, you know, started seeing. Because at the time I was a kid, so, you know, a lot of this is foreign to me, you know. And a lot of people don't understand, you know, I had a mother and a father at my house, you know, but my dad had a drinking problem, and he had issues. He did the best he could with what he was working with. I don't blame him, you know what I'm saying, because I was a handful, and some. But that's the thing, you know, everything go through makes you who you are. And yeah, I think it's the car going by. See if I get a little closer. You still see me? Alright, let me see if I can speak up a little bit, because I got cars going by. Like I say, I'm in traffic. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? You know, it was rough. It was rough growing up. I had a bunch of people, you know what I'm saying, you know, that didn't want me in the hood, you know. And that's the thing, you know, I didn't have no place else to go. And I wasn't the type. I don't know. All is well, man. You know, I'm small time hustler trying to make a It's the big time. But little by little, you know what I'm saying, grinding it out, you know. I got a couple things going on, and I'm in the process of looking for a manager.
Okay, JCS Lazy Love. Say what it do, what it do. Peace and love. Name is peaceful.
Good looking out. Who's that?
JCS Lazy Love.
Lazy Love. Good looking out. Appreciate you for tapping in, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, every little thumbs up helps the channel, man. Trying to make it happen. I apologize if you can't hear me. I got cars going by. I'm out here in traffic.
Hustle or nothing said, I hear you.
That's what's up. Appreciate y'all for letting me know what's going on, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, I'm getting mixed messages. Maybe it's just the trolls. I done got a couple trolls on here, you know what I'm saying? You know, picking on me. Stop picking on me. Nah, I've been working hard, you know what I'm saying? But I had a good week, you know. Last week was my birthday. This week was my youngest daughter's birthday. And you know what I'm saying, you know, had the grandbaby. Life been good. You know, we keep it pushing, man. We had the fat crab boil at the house. You know, it was a little messy. But everybody left with a big belly. Nah, it's been a good week. And you know what I'm saying, you know, I'm looking forward to the future. You know, it's brightening up. And why is it brightening up? Because I'm gonna make it happen, you know. I don't expect nobody to do nothing for me, you know what I'm saying? You know, I'm a hustler. I'm gonna go get it. And anybody knows my what is it, my this is the letters. Big word. Yeah, how you survive through life every day. What is that? Acronym. So how you survive through life every day. And that's hustle. You know, whatever your hustle is. Me, I go to work, you know what I mean? You know, I do fiber optics. I'm a yard guy. I do this and I do that.
I said, OG, you doing good. I live in Inglewood now. Let's be watching your channel. We want that OG story of your life.
Yeah, I'm working on it. I'm working on it, man. It's some of it is difficult dealing with, you know, trying to, you know what I'm saying, you know, go back and open the doors that you've sealed and closed for so long. And that's one of the blocks that I'm dealing with right now, but I'm working on and I'm working through. So, you know what I'm saying, you know, I'm gonna be getting that story out here. But I'm also, you know what I'm saying, you know, I got an interview coming up with a couple bloods. So I'm gonna be doing that, you know, because in San Diego, I like that, you know what I'm saying, you know, the Crips and Bloods is trying to, you know what I'm saying, you know, trying to put that shit behind them and deal with each other, you know what I'm saying, you know, on a man-to-man thing. And you know what I'm saying, you know, I've been doing a lot of stuff with the community, and there's a lot of bloods that are active in the community, and you know what I'm saying, I know and have become friends with, you know, people that were, you know what I'm saying, you know, my enemies. I don't call them that no more because, you know what I mean, you know, I'm in a different place, and anybody that knows me, you know, because in San Diego, it's San Diego first. We gotta come together. Felix, thanks for tapping in, brother. Appreciate you. And no, you know what I'm saying, you know, like I say, life's been good, you know, I got a raise at work, you know what I'm saying, you know, got a, you know what I'm saying, pat on the butt by the boss, you know what I'm saying, good job. Feeling good about things, the company, you know what I'm saying, is growing, and you know what I'm saying, you know, they say there's a little movement, so you know what I'm saying, might be able to, you know what I'm saying, you know, make an upward movement in the company, and you know what I'm saying, you know, so I'm looking forward to it, but that's some real
Seriously,
shit.
though.
That's some real shit. Look, I'm all legit, you know what I mean? Because I can't take that route. You know what I mean? You know, I spent over 20 years in that box.
He said, seriously though, you are humble, yet you should feel proud of the struggles you have lived through and survived. Keep it easy rolling. We got this.
Appreciate you. Appreciate your words, man. Appreciate your words. Nah, I'm, you know what I'm saying? You know, I don't know, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't even like, you know, tonight I was conflicted about the name of the live, putting the legend in there, because a lot of people, you know, over the years, you know what I'm saying, a lot of people, you know, homies, people that I love and respect, you know what I'm saying, telling me, like, you're a legend. You're really a legend.
Against the grain,
Whack.
Let it rain, let it drip. Oh shit, it's snowing in San Diego. What's
Yes,
up?
sir. Whack Deuce. What it do, man? What it do? Man, look, they got me out in traffic. Shit, making it happen, though. Making it happen. This what's up. Need to get your ass down here with me.
Lazy Loaf said, Happy Soul Day.
Appreciate you, everybody. I mean, you know, it's been I had a good birthday. You know, I got the present I wanted, and then I got another birthday present. Well,
Also, nothing said, I saw you talking about going to Lincoln High School and football.
Nah, I ain't never go to Lincoln. I ain't never played football. I ain't never get to stay in. I ain't stay in school long enough. I went to Lincoln for 3 days. Out of 2 weeks, I got suspended twice and then expelled.
That passed, I went to San Diego Job Corps in 2000.
Oh shit, 2000, I was in the kid. Yeah, I was about to get out from there.
Damn clothes on.
What you mean? It's cold out here?
It is cold.
Man, it is not cold out here, man. You know what I'm saying? Look, we're out here, you know what I'm saying? Short sleeves, you know, head kind of cold, you know. Wife, she gonna warm that up later. No, you know what I'm saying? You know, it's a beautiful night out here, man. In San Diego, it's like 60 something, you know. It's like maybe 65, 64. But you know what I'm saying? You know, it's not cold. And I wish I brought my fishing pole.
Jay Lazy Loaf said Mission Bay. He's asking.
Yeah, this is Mission Bay. This is well, we're by the entrance. The entrance is around the corner. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? You know, when I was a little kid, I used to fish right here. My dad used to work at the Sheridan. When I was a kid, he didn't work there for long. But when he did, you know, he used to bring me to work, and I used to sit out here all day and fish. And Pops would leave my. But that's the way it was. That's that generation. Can't do that shit nowadays. Had the police at your door, talk about child endangerment, abandon your kid. That's not being fish and feed itself. But that's the thing. San Diego is overgrown, man. San Diego is too crowded. There's too many motherfuckers here. I don't like it. I'm not. I love San Diego.
Yeah, I recognize Coronado Bridge back there, LOL.
Yeah, man, I love the bridge. You know what I'm saying? When you see that, you know you in the city. This is the town. Man. But nah, you know what I'm saying? It's getting too crowded. It's people everywhere. I grew up, there was canyons and all of, damn near all of them are gone now. Everything is built over, you know what I'm saying? You know, flattened out. You know, they put a Costco up in the hood and the canyon that I grew up in, you know what I'm saying? That was Jackrabbit Hill, where the Costco was. From the Costco all the way back to the park. That was all canyon. People don't know, you know what I'm saying? You know, San Diego changed a lot. Just in my time, just in my day, San Diego changed a lot. It's when I was a kid, when I started banging, it was a log cabin on everything. It was a log cabin on 41st and Martin Street. A lot of motherfuckers don't know. Old Candyman, he was slinging that heroin up out of there. But you know what I'm saying, you know, he had rooms in the back that he would rent out to the prostitutes. You know what I mean? That was on 41st and Market Street, across the street from Mr. B's liquor store.
Lazy Loaf said, isn't that where the Boston Love Pool is?
It was. That's not too far away. That's who was that? Archie Moore's house. Yeah, Archie Moore's had a glove that was a swimming pool. Yeah, that's right around the corner. That's on the other side of the 15 freeway from the Costco. Yeah, but I'm back the other way.
I'm sick and tired of Los Angeles. Where can we move to?
Man, that's the thing, you know what I'm saying? You know, I'm trying to, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to go find me a piece of dirt somewhere, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna grow my own food. I'm scared of all the bullshit they put in the foods, all the bullshit they spraying on us, you know what I mean? Man, look, I went up there, me and the wife went camping up at Lake Pyramid. And it was cool. We had a blast. The camping, everything was great. But you know what I'm saying, I was sitting there and I was just watching in the sky and I was watching planes spray shit. And then that shit just spread and spread and spread and spread. And it was like a couple hours later, after they spread it, and that one spread line turned into like a whole row of clouds. And it slowly and slowly spread. But that's as it was coming down on top of us. And you know what I'm saying? You know, I'm scared. I'm scared of all the shit I done seen, all the shit I done heard. And anytime I see, you know what I'm saying, you know, I see like haze in the sky, I know we got smog everywhere. And I know it's bad. You know, the worst was right after COVID, because I was working, you know, I'm a, what is that? First responders. So I was out there, you know what I'm saying, you know, we was working. But yeah, it was no cars out, so everybody was off the roads. The air got so clean. And I'm talking about, you know, I drive up north to Corona up to 15. So it was crazy seeing how clean the air was. And it was just
This is Lazy Love said, other side of the highway from Costco, my mom used to take us there. We would look on the other side, we would look over and see it.
already know the turf. Nah, it's just so much change and growth. Like you call it growth, but I don't know, you know what I'm saying? Because I've seen where they want to tear down all the old historic buildings and do all kinds of remodels and, you know what I'm saying, ripping out all the architecture and all the...
Felix said bioengineering cloud seeding. They've been doing it since the 50s. It's real.
I know that shit is scary. When I was up there when we were camping, I was seeing that shit.
We're going back and forth and no, it's not. Somebody said yes, it actually is.
Nah, it's your opinion, you know what I'm saying? You know, whatever. Hey, if you're not sure, go look it up. You can go check.
But somebody said research yourself.
Go do your own research. Don't believe nobody. Don't believe what I say. Don't believe nobody. You know what I'm saying? Listen to it, but don't believe nobody. Go do the research yourself. Because when I hear something, I'm gonna go look that shit up because I'm a curious motherfucker. I want to know. And a lot of the stuff, like, you know what I'm saying, you know, one of the things that freaked me out, the first thing, I did a video about it called Poisoning Our Food. How they spray all that stuff on vegetables, man. You know, so I used to go through and just eat vegetables and in the store, just walk through grabbing, you know, grab a couple green beans and just popping them in my mouth and chewing them up as we're walking through shopping. And then, you know what I'm saying, I seen them spraying that stuff, and I moved the boxes on top of the area, and there's a jug up there, and I took my phone, and I took a picture of the label on the jug, and it says as the shit gets on your skin, you're supposed to flush it for 20 minutes. minutes and call poison control. But you're spraying it on our food that we're going to eat.
So, Daisy Love said they didn't make it illegal in Florida because it doesn't exist, Jays. And then Apai said USA truly is a prison.
Yeah. What? Hey, look.
And random user said this guy knows what he's talking about.
Hey. Oh, on a Cube song, Cube says, you can't win, you can't get even, and you can't get out the game. So look, this is where I'm at. You know, you got people, you know what I'm saying, trying to say they're this or they're that, or trying to get out from up under this or that, or you know what I'm saying, look, I'm gonna be right here, you know what I'm saying, you know, and however it comes, I'll deal with it.
Dealing with fallen angels.
That's it. I don't want no problems when they I don't want no problems when they come. You know, when fallen angels come, I don't want no problem, man. I'm gonna get out their way. You know, but that's the thing, you know what I'm saying, you know, I basically can't fuck with them.
Felix says look up Dame Wigington. He talks about chemtrails and he got receipts.
Chemtrails, okay. Yeah, no, I've already done my research on that. You know what I mean? You know, I believe that shit really happens. If the other people don't believe, that's fine. They don't have to. You can't force nobody to believe what you believe. You have to give everybody the opportunity to learn.
This is true. Okay, so this guy, or somebody from Louisiana, said I'm from Louisiana and I'm putting on the active ingredient in Roundup. That's what Roundup that they put in the stuff.
Oh, so that's what they spraying us with.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks for that. You know what I'm saying? So now some people go back and look at this. So I'm gonna have to go do some more research and find out some more stuff. But I appreciate anybody tapping in with some information, because I don't have it all. You know what I'm saying? You know, I'm just here, you know what I'm saying, you know, chopping it up, trying to, you know what I'm saying, you know, keep you entertained. You know what I mean? You know, this is all for entertainment purposes only. But look here, while you here, hit that subscribe, throw us thumbs up, you know what I'm saying, you know, and come by and check one of the other videos out. I appreciate everybody for tapping in. I can't, you gotta speak up. Okay, so, you know what I'm saying, you know, my sidekick has been trying to keep me informed with all the comments. Seems we got a lot of people in tonight. I'm trying to keep up with the comments, so bear with me. Yeah, I'm not used to
Ranger Pro is known to have less of the active ingredient glyphosate, but it is extremely more of the neurotoxic chemical that destroys the gut biomes. Yeah.
Okay, well, see that, you know what I'm saying, you know, I got issues with that too, because just like a year ago, you know, I was going through some situations with the doctors. You know, I kept going to the doctors asking for help because I'm vomiting once a week. I'm having diarrhea like 2 or 3 times a week. And this is going on. And I keep going to the doctor, and they keep doing the tests, and they keep trying to give me the Prilosec, and they got me on simvastatin for high cholesterol. They got me, you know what I'm saying, I don't like taking shit. I'm telling the doctors I don't want to keep taking this. I'm not going to take this. I'm not going to take this. Oh, you need this because of this and this and this. And then I look shit up, and then I find out that I don't need that shit, so I stop taking it. So then, you know what I'm saying, the Prilosec, you know what I'm saying, you know, it's supposed to be because I got acid reflux. I don't have fucking acid reflux. But wait a minute, you know what I'm saying, when I changed my eating, and me and the wife, we started eating better. We started, you know, and this was for a living, you know, live a little bit longer. And you know what I'm saying, you know, since we're enjoying life so much. But so we started eating better, and then we started looking into food and this and that. That's when I started learning little by little, more and more, and it just got scarier and scarier, you know. And I'm going through this with the doctors and they can't tell me nothing. They just want me to keep taking tests. They stick a camera up inside me. Hold up, man. You know what I mean? I don't want to keep doing this shit. You know what I mean? So I just stopped. I stopped taking the medicine. I stopped going to the doctors, and that was it. And you know what I'm saying? I was 310 pounds. I'm 260 right now. Almost back to my fight weight. But you know what I'm saying? I'm not, you know what I'm saying, vomiting. I'm not, you know what I'm saying, having diarrhea all the time. You know what I'm saying, majority of this is due to the wife. She, you know what I'm saying, supplies most of the stuff that I put inside my body. So she gives me my fuel. And she gives me good rocket fuel, So,
The upline is saying something about the dollar dear map. Is it
where the burgers, wait a minute, 50 million burgers,
billion.
50 billion served, but you can't find no cows that's being slaughtered. You can't find no, hold up. They eat people. They eat babies. They eat, what is that? What is it? The fetus, the aborted fetuses. This is crazy. I heard all the shit that they find. I'm good. I stopped eating meat. I don't even, you know what I'm saying, I'm scared of that 3D printed meat. The FDA says that they classify meat as, you know what I'm saying, that stuff that comes out of a 3D printer. Nah, that's some bullshit, y'all. Hey, hold on, I gotta go take a leak. Y'all hold on. Okay. So where was I? Oh yeah, the conspiracy theories. Don't have me going down no rabbit holes. I've been down too many. But that's the thing, when you go down and you find something out, you want to go deeper and deeper. I do research, I will get locked in on something and just like tunnel vision until I find something out. And that's the thing. It's so much stuff going on that people don't know about. I don't know. What's the world coming to? What are we gonna let it come to? Because it's up to us. People gotta have a part.
I like that. That's why I said he's a spiritual man. I know you love him. Hopefully he knows this. So let me see.
Hopefully they know. No, I'm trying to. I try and share whatever, you know what I'm saying. Whatever I get, I'm trying to share. I believe that community, and that comes from my background, that big ass C. I'm a Crip. So the C stands for community, and my first community is my family. I take care of that. That's priority one. But then it goes on and spreads out, and the community's a big place. But it's up to us to make the community what it is. Like I was raised in a community where it took a village, to raise a child. And you would get your ass whooped by a neighbor, and then they would take you home. And they take you home, and tell your parents, and you go get another ass whooping from your parents right there. But that's the way community was. That's because everybody knew each other. Now, you know what I'm saying, you can't put your hands on my kid. You can't, you know what I'm saying, because it's some weirdos out there. There's some real weirdos out there. And, I've seen it. I know some of them, And that's the thing, I remember, doing time, we caught a guy who was in there for, messing with some kids. It was bad. But, the way you had that shit coming. There's certain lines you don't cross, and that's one of them. Bad and old people, come on, man. But it's the world we live in, man. Look, you could have been in the Epstein files too.
Applies says, pray with your queen more.
Oh,
Crip has nothing to do with this. It's in your soul. He was always learning to be whole.
There you go. That part. So, where y'all at? Anybody? Another break. Hey Felix, so the car, yeah, man, you know what I'm saying, have I done anything? No. Sadly, no. She still sits flat tire in the driveway, bleeding on the driveway. No, I got a leak. I believe it's my power steering, but right now it's not a priority. And family's been, the priority, so making sure that's, set is what I've been focusing on. But hopefully, I'm again working on, hopefully trying to have her in traffic by summer. But ain't no guarantees, But we'll see. We'll see. We keep we stay focused, stay prosperous, and stay, speaking positivity into the universe, because it's coming. She's coming, and if nothing else, I'll have her ready by the time to give her away. All right, fellas, it's been a long night. It's been a long day. Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you. Hey, everybody. We calling it a night. See y'all next week, Friday, 9 o'clock. Tap in with your boy. Who's that up in the Hyatt? Thanks, Felix. We're going to have a good one. I'm going fishing. Bye, everybody.